Director of Groundwork Arts, and today we get to meet artist Coco Hall, check out our art, and get a sneak peek behind the scenes. We're here with Coco here at La Matadora in Joshua Tree, California. She has an amazing exhibition here. Thank you so much for meeting us.
Thank you.
How did you start making these sculptures?
Oh, well, I started making the soft sculpture during a work term in college. I designed a line of vegetables that were toys, and I started a manufacturing company. You had to have a job doing something if you're an artist and you aren't making money off your artwork. So I started a business. My toys were copied a lot. I mean, they were back then, they were in the media, and they were like Good Morning America. They were, it was in People magazine and that sort of thing. And I was copied a lot, and I had to have like a copyright lawyer. So years later, when I didn't have the company anymore and the copyrights, nobody owned them anymore, I went to see Toy Story 3, I think it was, and it was a surprise, and it was kind of like nice.
What is this?
Oh, it's a Cheeto.
A Cheeto and a carrot. What do you think your job is as an artist?
I think that my job is to reflect what I see in the world.
The drought dress, which to me is definitely a comment on climate change and the environment.
I can't forget, what I really care about. I read a lot, and I have a whole lifetime, behind me. And also my inspiration artistically is from other art and art history, and I'm really interested in ancient history. Well, this is the Western wildfires. And to me, what represents the West is the cowboy, blue jeans. And so, this is the fire, and this is like smoke. I made a series of costumes of the 4 elements that are involved in climate change, and but I did it in a toddler size.
So definitely humor is, for me, a big part of your art. Why and where is that coming from?
I don't know. I think it's just that's just who I am.
Is that a real shirt?
Yes, it's a real shirt. I got the biggest shirt I could find, and I didn't plan on painting it. But then when I was making it, I realized I needed to paint it. So it separates it, but the size and the painting of it separates it from reality. Losing the bees is particularly that hit the news more than anything, and it's really has an effect on people, because it's what we eat, because they pollinate our food.
Very three-dimensional, kind of fancy fabric fish, but there's these plastic pieces like the tops of milk bottles coming out of its middle. It looks like fish guts.
I was thinking, like seaweed maybe, but I mean the idea was, how everything is all the fish, in the ocean, have plastic in them.
And we have the night moth, the moths.
I just like moths. They're supposed to be like a trophy, like an animal trophy.
Why the bear heads?
I was thinking of, like Roman busts. I really love the artist Mike Kelly, who uses actual stuffed toys that he's put on.
Mirror, mirror on the wall. What is this made out of?
It's paper mache. I like to keep things really neat and spare, in my environment where I live. But in my studio, it looks like a big mess, maybe it is, but it's very organized. I have my tools here, especially in these 2 boxes. I have, I have scissors, because that's my main tool. And if I'm painting, I have my paint like all organized. Here's like the tape here, you know, everything has like a special place. You know, I have the fleece organized according to color, and
Wow.
pieces like folded up, and then I have bigger pieces are in a box.
What is it that draws you to using fabric?
What I have to say and express, it works really well with fabric.
What is this?
It's called Everything's Fine. The guy looks like really like freaked out.
You said you've been sewing all your life. When did you start sewing?
When I was 7.
Why?
I had a little. It was a toy-sized Singer sewing machine, and I started making my own doll clothes out of that.
So this is paper mache.
This is paper mache. I start with the aviary wire as the armature. It's like chicken wire, only it's smaller.
Mm-hmm.
And it's, you know, it took a week to make just this, yeah. And now this is my third. I'm making 3. These are caryatid columns, which are the columns that hold up the Erechtheion, which is the porch on the Parthenon.
How do you do your paper mache?
I do it by. I've had this. Somehow I found this at the secondhand store. You remember they had such great secondhand stores in Joshua Tree.
Yeah.
I know, after doing it a million times, that how much water I need for what I'm doing, and I put the water in, and then I just use plain white flour, and that's it. I don't put any glue or anything in it.
Flour.
It's just like white flour. I like it better than like the brown paper because it's more absorbent. I tear it up into pieces about this size. If I need smaller ones, I'll tear them as I'm working. And, you know, I soak them. The end pieces are made out of styrofoam.
Okay.
Styrofoam is like really messy, but I use it sometimes, and it's great because it's very light. I don't know where my ideas come from a lot, but usually, you know, I might have an idea of something I want to do, and then I have to think about it. And what, you know, as an artist, I've been an artist all my life, but not like a full-time artist. And to me, there's a really big difference. As a full-time artist, I am thinking about it almost like more or less all the time. No, I always have a sketchbook, and I write things and glue things in it, and you know, things that I might read, you know, and I'm able to cut it out, or pictures of art or something that I think is interesting, and you know, it goes in, plus the sketches.
Why do you make art? I know.
Who knows? No, I've always done it. It just is. I love doing it. If I have this idea in my head, I love bringing it into the world and seeing it. If
you had one thing to say to a young artist or an artist starting out, what would it be? That it's important to work every day. Coco, I wanted to thank you for having us in your studio. This is really amazing to see behind the scenes and to be able to see your artwork in an exhibition at a gallery. So I thank you so much for your time. Oh, well, it's such a pleasure. It's totally my pleasure. Thank you. Thank you.